I said, please come to the slam. Never seen her before, never seen her in the scene, and she fucking wanted. It was amazing. And she did a poem about Malaysia, which she may or may not do tonight. But we'll see what happens. Give it up for Michelle Lee, everybody!
This is called Memory. I wonder if I am aging prematurely. I have heard stories of folks in their golden years, living out the last of their years in the moment and in the past, but mostly in the past. Since the best of life as they knew it, the most of life as they had lived it can be found there. The strongest of smells, touch, pain, heartache, despair, and joy. Oh, so much joy and gladness can be found there. I find you there, in that week of October in the year 2012, but mostly that week of October finds me. Again and again it finds me in the particles of dust which blow through the wind, through the trees lining the park. In the heart of the city they touch me, remind me, comfort me with the thought that even memories cannot leave this finite world. Dust that had settled on your feet, rustled up with your hurried steps to Dollars Hill Station, late, again and again, from sentences that refused to cease, making a last stand against the inevitability of that conversation becoming memory. Dust that had touched your face, touch mine now, bearing with each gentle gust of the smell of your skin, the grace of your hair, the trace of your fingers on my back, and I understand, finally, the infinite sadness and joy of memory. So that's a story about me, but the next story I will tell you is about a little girl by the name of Julia, because I am all for International Women's Day, and definitely for the most marginalized women, of all the women who are at risk, who would be women refugees in our country. But even more than that, it would be the little girls who remain refugees in our country. Now, a couple of years ago, I got involved with this bunch of Burmese children who were orphans, and they lived in Pudu. And I distinctly remember this conversation that I had with this little girl, who, at the age of 11, we were walking in Pudu supermarket. And then she looked at me and she said, "Auntie Michelle, do you think I'm sexy?" And she's 11 years old, she's a Burmese refugee. And when I heard these words from her, this was my response. "Julia, you asked me yesterday if you were sexy at your ripe old age of 11 going on 31. Julia, I cannot know the times and pains you've seen. I cannot imagine what it was like to flee home and family, cousins and country. I cannot know what fears have stretched your small, tiny heart when you were supposed to be laughing and running with a kite and string in hand, not with the last of your clothes packed into a van coming here. So when you asked me if you were sexy, I said with all the love and fierceness that my own 33-year-old heart could muster, you are more, so much more than what MTV says you should be. You are stronger than all the sorry stars that dance and sing in this cheap pantomime of hollow words that have not stood the test of time or character. You are wiser than all the brats who've written biographies when they barely lived, but you have lived, Julia. You are a wordless litany for me, for my community, for my country, that we may be brave enough to see that we are all somehow refugees on some level or another, running scared from ourselves, from our dreams, from each other. You tell us to stop, see, weep, rage, move, do something, anything, Julia. I wish you would believe me. I wish you could understand me when I tell you that sexy will be a cheap pantomime trick of a word for a heart as strong and eternal as yours. Right. This is for all of you here, because I think, I think all of us, men, women, all of us are precious. All of us have so much to give. All of us have so much love to give. And I would like to dedicate this to you. This is my love letter as a woman to the world, to friends, to strangers who will eventually become friends. You. You are the highlight of someone's day. You make their mouths curve into a smile in a way that only you can. You make their eyes light up, bright with delight at the very sight of you. Your voice rings in their hearts with a song that only they can hear. You make them so happy you are near. You make them so happy that you are on this earth, that you were birthed, and they may not say it in so many words, in the ordinary trappings of an ordinary day, but there is nothing ordinary about the way you can touch the deepest, unspeakable, unknowable parts of another. And that makes me wonder if you and I were created in the same cosmic holy place, made holding each other, being held all together in the infinite arms of love. You are the highlight of someone's day. And it really started from the very first day you were born, when the Maker, Love himself, saw you and saw that it was good and said, you just made my day. Thank you.